Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you right now is probably going to make your blood boil. It's going to make my blood boil. I know it. You'll probably see it on my face. Because all of a sudden, in the wake of Biden's new gun show loophole closing law that he just put in place through the executive bureaucratic overreach of his White House, the Republicans are so super mad, especially the ones in the Senate who made this whole thing possible, of where they drew the authority from. Everything that I'm about to show you is sourced right down there. Send this to everyone that you know, because we need to call these people out and lay blame exactly where it is. It's not the ATF and the White House who are utilizing and manipulating the law that the Republicans wrote. It's the Republicans. Because you know gun controllers are going to control, but if you write an overly broad, vague law and give the executive bureaucratic state a field day, what do you expect? I'm already getting spicy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, please send this out. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And the content today is brought to you by a returning sponsor, Ground.News. Now, I love Ground.News as a sponsor because it's so applicable to what we do. It's a website and an app that combines all the world's news into one place, so you get informed but also keep your eye on the media. In fact, check out the article that we covered today and this afternoon. When we're talking about all the things that Biden did to close the gun show loophole, we can go up here and we can see the political biases lean left. There's 106 sources, and it gives you the dispersion of the actual bias. But when we actually click on the entire coverage, it gives you things like this. The entire distribution shows you right, left, and center how many news sources it is. And then when you go to the actual independent articles and see them side by side, you can see right and left have vastly different titles, all leading towards a implied bias. Now, there's a link in the description box below. You can go to ground.news/Langley and get 40% off, and check out the Vantage subscription. And thank you to them for making this content possible. And with that, people, let's get back to the spice, because, oh, it is coming. So, if you did not see the earlier live stream we did this morning and the breaking news coming around the gun world, the Biden closing the gun show loophole is a new announcement that they made about expanding background checks for firearms. So this is a new rule that they just made up through bureaucratic red tape because the ATF and the Biden administration and the DOJ want something to get more votes with, to say, look, acolytes in the gun control side of the world, look how amazing we are. Make sure you vote in November. Just like the student debt relief they're doing, just like the sticking the thumb in their eye of all the Christians when the Easter rebranding into whatever it was. That's exactly what's happening here. But don't worry, your gun rights are being used as a currency to buy them more power. That's what's going on. But, again, gun controllers are going to control. That's not a surprise. What is a surprise is when you see Republicans doing this, because this article was updated since we covered it 2.5 hours ago. Listen to this, and then I'm going to show you some clips that are really going to be a contrast. The move is already facing backlash from Republicans. Senators John Cornyn, Tom Tillis, the lead Republicans on the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, plan to introduce a joint resolution of disapproval under the Congressional Review Act to overturn this unconstitutional rule, a Cornyn spokesperson told Politico. Okay, here's where I'm going to start getting a little spicy. This entire law would not have been possible without John Cornyn. He laid his fingerprints all on this at the hands of Mitch McConnell and led the entire thing with Chris Murphy through getting to the Senate. 15 Republicans signed it. Tom Tillis also involved in that process. Both of them Republicans. One from North Carolina in Tillis, one in Texas, Cornyn. This would not be possible. They would not be able to manipulate the existing law through the executive bureaucratic state without these two writing an extremely overbroad and vague law for the executive bureaucratic state to go ham on, because it's so incredibly vague. You're either a complete incompetent moron or you're in on it. You can only have those two options, and both kind of suck. All right, so let's keep going here. Let me show you. They're going to fix this with this Congressional Review Act. Well, we've seen the Congressional Review Act before, and if you don't remember, that's what they tried to do with the pistol brace rule and overruling it. Only one little problem with that, maybe the senators aren't going to tell you, is you got to get both chambers to do it, and then you got to get the president to sign it. And if not, you have to have a veto-proof majority. None of that's going to happen. Zero chance. But these, see, I'm starting to get spicy. But these people right here, ones responsible for doing it, are trying to cover their butts by saying, oh, well, we're going to do a Congressional Review Act which has a 0% chance of passing, none of which would have been necessary if they didn't do it. Now let me show you some clips. I told you I can't control it. I'm sorry. Here's Tom Tillis talking about the Safer Communities Act, of which the Biden administration just used. Here's the first clip.
Along with Senator Cornyn, joined with Senator Sinema and Senator Murphy to negotiate the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Stand by it. I think it's policy that's going to age well.
Stand by it. I think it's policy that's going to age well. How's it aging? How is it? Because now you've redefined who's a gun dealer. If you sell one gun of your own private property, you're now a gun dealer. And look at that. Now all gun dealers are subject to this new ATF rule. Shocker. Great job, Tom. But maybe I don't know. He has something else to say. Check this out. Same hearing.
So to the Second Amendment advocates who said this was going to lead to a mass confiscation, they're patently wrong.
Oh, we're patently wrong. Everything is hunky-dory. It's rainbows and unicorn butts. Everything's great. Are you serious? Don't worry, maybe John Cornyn, the other co-author in the exact same hearing, had something else to say. This happened in November of last year, by the way, because the internet and myself have memories. Check this out.
Many of our colleagues, including Senator Tillis, Graham, Durbin, and Coons, and many others worked together, as you've heard, to pass the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. I think that bill has already saved lives. I get regular updates of the success of that law as it deals with mental health and violence in our communities. But there are other parts of the bill that are working as well. Since the law was enacted in June of 2022, the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, new criminal penalties and firearm trafficking had led to more than 100 new charges against dangerous cartel members and firearms traffickers.
Traffickers and cartel members. Well, now it's been redefined to go against the entire American population. How about another clip from John Cornyn? Then I'll show you something else that he was very upset about because they misused it.
All this was done, both Fix NICS and the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, in a bipartisan way without infringing the rights of law-abiding citizens.
Oh, done in a bipartisan way without infringing the rights of American citizens, their 2A rights. Really? This guy should be kicked out of Congress. Republicans in Texas, what are you doing? Respectfully. Come on. Tillis is already going to retire. But anyway, here's something else from Cornyn, because this is not the first time you've seen the Biden administration, through the executive bureaucracies, utilize the Safer Communities Act that Cornyn's upset with because it's been misused. Here's another one. Remember the archery defunding program? Yeah. You got worked. You are either an absolute moron or you're in on it acting like you're not. Those are the only three options, because everything that these two are sitting there pounding their chest of it's good policy and it's going to age well, how's it aging right now? And this is not my usual tenor of video. If you're new to this, I'm a little spicier than normal right now. But everything that we are seeing right here is the Biden administration utilizing the executive bureaucracies to redefine terms and take advantage of overly broad and vaguely written bills that become laws, giving the Democrats a win in Biden in the greatest gun control that anything's done in 30 years. And then the executive bureaucracies make it into something completely different because you signed it. Everyone should be really pissed. Everyone should be calling Senator Cornyn's office. Everyone should be calling Senator Tom Tillis' office. They should know how pissed we are, because this is directly on them. Everything that has occurred through the ATF and the DOJ and the Department of Education is from the law that they push forward, saying it's good policy and will age well. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.